What's up, YouTube? It is Tuesday night, March the 6th, 2018. It is 10:09 p.m. here in Central Standard Time, and wherever you guys are, it's time for another episode of the Talk of Torches, or Torch Talk, as we also like to call it. We have an excellent episode tonight. As always, I mean, it's always good here, but tonight's going to be something really special. Champs trade show just happened, and so now you're basically sitting down with the Torch Center sports desk here. We're going to have a night of sports, kind of, and a night of just awesome glass stuff in general. So we're going to get to our panel of, I don't know, sports casters or something.
Yeah,
I don't know,
correspondents.
Whatever. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, correspondents, talking heads, whatever you want to call us. And we're going to watch some amazing footage that Mike and Carrie, our good friend from the High Volume Oxygen Company, was able to shoot for us. So let's get to some intros. Let's get into this because we've got so much ground to cover. It's ridiculous. I'll get me out of the way real quick. I'm Will. Y'all guys can find me in the description below, as well as everybody on the panel tonight. SETX Glass on all the platforms. And I'll be hanging out with you guys. We'll switch it over to our friend Carrie, who's joining us this evening. There she is. Hey, Carrie.
Hey, Will. How's it going?
Tell us where we can find you these days, Carrie, besides the HVO.
Yeah, mostly HVO, but also I am my own thing. So I'm at Calixan on Instagram, and I post more on stories. I'm also on Kids in Glass, where I keep all my kids' glasswork. So that's what I've been working on a lot lately. But yeah, and then here on Tuesday nights in the chat room generally. But tonight, I'm feeling all spiffy.
Looking very nice as well. Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it's awesome to have you, as always. I love seeing you in the chat room. It's always good stuff. So great to have you on the camera tonight.
I'm honored. Thank you.
Yeah. And we go over to Mr. Mike Mason next, who is there in his very fashionable Corning shirt and OG hat, right? Is that OG? Oh, look at Pearl. It's like part of your hat came off the back and just became a cat there.
Right, yeah. Yep. Yeah, what's up, everybody? We've got a crazy show tonight. I've been editing this footage for since I got on the plane from Vegas, essentially organizing and cutting all this footage up. I don't know, it's like if you guys are into tapas, like the little appetizer styles foods, this is we're about to visit the Glass Tapas bar. This is like 40 little treats. Some of them are longer than others. Some of them are essentially full-on demos. Others are just pieces that we're going to follow. It's going to be dope. I'm just going to get this party started. Champs was incredible. Before we even start, just take a second to say thank you to everybody involved with the Champs organization. I really appreciate y'all letting me come out there and put my camera on all this. It was something really special, and I'm really honored to be able to give you guys a taste of it. So let's do this thing. Here we go. Guys, it's really important I take a moment to thank these sponsors who helped me with all these travels and all the time off involved in the editing and production of this stuff. There's no two ways around the financial wall that is presented by traveling, and like I said, the time away from my own work to produce this stuff. It all adds up, and all these homies that you see here are pitching in and making it possible. Some of you guys on the Patreon, I really appreciate y'all as well. It really has made this possible. So yeah, let's do this thing though. The Champs Glass Games, you guys, this show has been doing the thing for many years now, and there's a competitive aspect to it, and the invitationals are basically people who have won or placed in previous events. So all of these people have kind of already proven themselves on the glass battlefield or whatever, and we're just gonna see a shitload of pieces. This is Huffy Glass, who made this amazing Alice in Wonderland themed piece. Incredible sculptural work here, and a couple of these guys are I noticed using just handling things with their Kevlar gloves on.
I noticed that was interesting.
Yeah, I was like, that's not comfortable, but I noticed it happened a number of times actually during this competition. I think we'll see the homie from Subliminal Glass do it a little bit later, just as one example. But anyways, yeah, here he is just doing some final touches on these additional like sculptural parts, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the guy's this piece is just nasty. The view will come around to the face again. All these pieces we'll see at the end. I kind of came up on him at the end essentially here when he was doing some final details. But here's the piece, and we'll come in on the face. I just thought the whole thing is amazing, but the face, man, he nailed it. And look at the eyes, there's so many cool little details here. Dude brought it. And
Lovely form. I love his extension.
Yeah, it's a sick piece too. It's like a ball rig. It looks like a ball recycler. It's man, and it was like something I wanted to mention. Essentially, guys, the theme here, there's like a theme at all these games, and the theme this year was make a statement. And so I assume his statement was we're all mad here, which is kind of the truth. You got to be mad to do what we do a little bit. But in any event, it's just my statement here is that I believe these games in and of themselves made a statement about where borosilicate glass arts is as a medium. And look at this, you guys. He had like his own little tablet video set up. I don't know. I thought that was pretty clever for a
That
booth.
is pretty tight. I didn't notice that when I was there.
Yeah. And here he is accepting his prize. They cut 8 checks, or 8 winners essentially, so he was considered 8th place. And the prizes get bigger as they go down. But yeah, I really, I thought these guys all together made a statement and about the advancing artistry and just, yeah, these guys really, you'll see each of these pieces is just so cool in their own way. And some of these people come at it with a tremendous amount of experience, like Hedman here, and he's making an absolutely incredible piece. Others are, still coming up in the game, but able to speak with the voice. It's fucking cool. And another thing that was I noticed a lot was Bunsen use. A lot of people had Bunsens, and I think that's one of those things that allowed them to up their scale. So here he is doing some. I think he was doing an addition there or whatever.
Our good buddy Eric Goldschmidt, which by the way is coming on next week. A little quick plug there. He was talking about Bunsens and how he loves them now. He absolutely has integrated it into his game, and it allows him to do more intricate pieces, without going back and forth to the kiln to resize things and things like that. So hopefully we can get him to talk about that next week.
That's a good thing to remember to talk to him about. Yeah. It's crazy to know, this Eric's background is, kind of an Italian flame working, and now he coordinates the demo programs at Corning and such. And this is crazy that this thing that's kind of came from the scientific world that marinated or whatever into the pipe world has now kind of made its way back to Corning. And it's like the whole thing has come in full circle.
Full circle, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be over at the gas conference and see Italian dudes with big Bunsens going and stuff. Like, Cesare, which brand of Bunsen do you prefer?
That's an interesting Bunsen. Since we're talking about them, I don't think I'm familiar with that particular style. I'm used to the 4,
A 4-port, right? Yeah, little 4 chamber or whatever. Yeah, there's a whole variety of Bunsens there, and that one looks pretty nice. Looks like it gives a nice big wide bushy type of thing. Maybe it's not as concentrated as I'm hesitant to speak there. I'm not a Bunsen user.
I feel like if it's bigger and bushier like that, then it's going to spread the heat a little bit more and act more like a kiln, versus concentrating the heat in one spot.
Yeah, the Bunsens on the lathes, usually do generally seem to prefer that 4-port. Maybe that's just a bit more directional. Excuse me, it's hard to say. We'd have to ask like a lathe user about that, I think, or somebody who uses Bunsens.
Yeah, to me, it honestly looks like more like a vintage apparatus that he's using there. But I could be wrong about that. It looks like we're speculating here. But
right.
It's interesting use, man. I mean, look at how he's kind of just floating the piece in there. I love that. That's really cool.
Yeah. There's a lot to notice here. these guys, yeah, I kind of caught them at the end. Other pieces I was able to catch more in the beginning and middle and all that. But, you know, even if you catch them at the end, there's something to notice about every single one of these pieces, just beyond the artistry of it. You know, there's always something to take away from watching the way these people work. So, I don't know. I think, you know, just like that, like, oh, why is he using the Bunsen? You know, that sort of thing.
Beautiful piece.
Yeah, man, yeah, ridiculous piece. I wish I'd gotten more time to film him putting it together, honestly. But with 40 people or whatever, there's only so much time to be with so many people. I tried to get a little bit of everybody, and Carrie was there filming as well, and between me and her, really, we were able to get a taste of some people and an appetizer of most and a meal of others.
Ooh. Very eloquent.
You got the artist choice, right?
Artist or people's choice. We'll see in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glass blowers' lives matters. Yeah, each of these, Maddie White made those. Maddie White is the guy on the left doing the announcing there. And he was essentially like the master of the games or whatever, and doing the MC. And then, yeah, People's Choice is what he won there. All right, here's Byron. His piece. This piece is really cool, you guys. Just look around. He's got this garden mirror ball or whatever that he was using, and then he's making circles. And essentially, just watch. I don't even want to spoil it. I'll let y'all see where this is going, and maybe y'all can enjoy some of the suspense with me if you haven't already had it spoiled by my streams to the Facebook group.
Yeah, this piece was really unique.
This piece is really neat, you guys. So yeah, check this out. He's got this graphite plate, and it's a raised part, and he's just heating that rod enough to curve it around this piece, so that he has all these regular curved pieces that are all the same profile and size or whatever.
Mike, did you happen to catch how he anchored that initial side? Did he? Does he have it in a clamp or?
Yeah, there'll actually be a full video of this. Not everybody this is the case for, but many of these people I really stuck with them, and this piece was so unique that I did. What he did was he had a clear punning on the end, and he bent it, and there's a hole at the top of that graphite plate. So where it was bent, he stuck it in that hole such that held it in there. Yeah, and then he just started bending it around. So I'll actually have a nice, like, we'll probably do a full episode on this piece coming together, even though it's like you guys are, it's like spoiler alert or whatever with this video here. But a piece like this deserves its full time, and just watching the way this works. So yeah, like I said, he built all these pieces and knit them all that he had the same size or whatever. And here it is coming together even more.
Yeah, I think you did a really good job of editing these down to give everybody just kind of a taste of what's going on, but there's so much to see with each of these that...
So much.
Yeah.
So many awesome people doing crazy stuff at the same time, you know?
Right. I thank you. I did do the best that I could to try and bring these down into a cohesive, you know, kind of story. And guys like this, though, there's a lot. There's a lot to it, so...
It's an awesome process right there.
Yeah, you just got all these little angles down or whatever, too. All right, and here's where that garden ball comes in, and he's got a Bunsen on that, too. Check it out. There's a one-port Bunsen on the right heating this ball. This metal garden ball, and now he's using it to flatten the dichro sheets that he has shaped into countries on like a saw or like a wet thing or cutter or some kind of cutting jet, I guess. I don't know.
I think they had a ring saw in one of the rooms.
Is that what it was? Okay, yeah. So but yeah, he's using that ball heated to shape the dichro to that curve. So the cage structure is matching that ball, such that when he rolls these dichro pieces over it, they're gonna fit onto the curvature of the ball. It's fucking brilliant, and it's why that he got a fat chick or whatever. Now, look at this, you guys.
That's
Is
gorgeous.
Yeah, is this brilliant or what? This is yeah.
Well, Mike,
I really like this piece.
Mike, you may or may not know the answer to this question, but is that dichro encased on two sides with clear, or is there a naked side of that dichro?
I think that is raw dichro, dog.
Balla.
Yeah, the homie is just nice with it.
He's just careful, I guess wow, that's interesting.
It is. And trust me, I was looking, I was like, oh man, come on, I bet the homie burnt it out somewhere. I couldn't find it anywhere though.
Is that Roswell that he's using there, or some kind of?
It could be. I think it might be. I didn't ask. Should have.
Or maybe not. Maybe
yeah.
now it's a different color. Interesting. Oh wow, look at that.
Why are we looking at Will? I want to see the piece.
That's crazy. Did it strike out in the kiln to that color or what?
That's a good question. I mean, because it was definitely.
Yeah, it was green before.
I feel like. Wow.
Yeah, alright, so. Yeah, that part's a rig. There's all these little hands on the thing. Those actually spell out torch talk in sign language. Big fan of the show. Well, I believe it said world peace. Something like that.
Interesting.
Yep. Alright, and here's fish. And if you can, as you can imagine from the screen there,
wow,
he's sculpting a Statue of Liberty, and this is another one that I have some deeper content on. So they will be going essentially from the head blank, the full process of turning it into the Statue of Liberty. But this is another one where I kind of cut up what I thought were some interesting parts of this process, but. What I noticed about the way Fish was working is that he kind of lays his glass down and then he builds out, but then he always takes a lot of time to really cook everything in. I think that allows him to get all this detail into these pieces and not have issues. And so here, again, he's laid these little dots. Now he's going in with his hand torch right away just to kind of cook them in and have these really well cooked in platforms to start building up the area where the actual like spikes or whatever spines are going to come off the head.
That's a lovely shot right there, Mike. I must say that was magic. The lighting was perfect. Very cool, man.
So he's building up that brow as it comes out, or that ridge or whatever on the crown, or whatever you'd want to call it. But really, a guy like this, and I just want to sit back and watch and not talk, not run your mouth too much or whatever. Not y'all, but for me, it's just like, yo, shut up, Mike. Just let him watch Fish do his thing.
Carrie, stop talking.
Yeah. Pipe down over there, Carrie.
So loud.
Yeah. Oh shit, there's Hugh Salkland in the back. He and Maddie were Maddie was assistant teaching his class at Corning, and at the same time that Will and I were there. So those were like our Corning homies. And then when I ran into Maddie at Champs the first time, we were both rocking our matching Corning pullovers that y'all just saw me wearing earlier. It was like, oh shit, we them Corning boys, and we ran up and gave each other like the chest bump logo tap type of thing. It was cute.
It was.
Yeah, Carrie was there.
Twice. I saw it twice.
Yeah. We did it again later.
We got to recreate that magic on camera
Oh yeah, I know, right? I don't know. I'm not
in
opposed.
slow motion with some amazing orchestral music.
Yeah.
Dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun.
and a slow pan out, fade into credits.
Happily ever after.
Yeah, exactly. And they frolicked in the fields of Corning forever. I enjoy his glasses too, man. That's cool. Got the Oakleys, probably with the Aurelius lenses,
Most likely. Most likely. I'm not
That's my
familiar
next.
with any other companies.
Yeah, that's my
Just kidding.
that's my goal there is to get some nice Oakleys with them new frames in there, or some like shade 3s or whatever.
Right.
So I think that's the magic number.
If you go to Chinatown though in DC, you can probably get some like Jokeleys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've seen Mike actually complain about those though.
Really? The people
Yeah,
sending
he
the
does
fake
not.
frames?
Yeah, and if you're out there, Mike, chime in on that, man, because I think I have seen him complain about getting jank China frames that say Oakleys on them.
Interesting.
Something like, if you're gonna buy Oakley frames, make sure they're real.
Yeah.
That's just the way it's done.
I mean, your boy can't pay $100 for some frog skins. That's all I gotta say about that.
Look at that. Beautiful. The locks are awesome. You know, that's fantastic stuff there.
Yeah, this is significantly cut down, you guys. It took him a long time to make this piece, but like I tried to show y'all a little touch of all these different parts. But here he is. He's opened it up. It's a hollow sculpture, and he's adding like basically dripping blood. And you guys will see. He definitely made a statement.
Yeah, I'm starting to get it.
Yeah.
Where this is going, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, y'all.
Right. Yeah. Here we go.
And
Yeah.
Ooh, plot twist. I didn't expect the was that tequila sunrise?
Yeah, it's some kind of striker.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
one
And
of
wait
my
till you
favorite
guys
colors.
see what he did with it. The display for this is absolutely incredible. Check out the nuclear
Oh
mushroom
wow.
clad coming out of his head. Yeah, this is yeah. For 88% of America or whatever, this is an amazing piece. I don't know. Just kidding with you. Look at this setup, man. He put this thing into a hollowed out old television. Freaking just an awesome presentation, and you know he made an awesome statement and all, but
Man,
he made
that's,
it.
agree with it or not, it's a beautiful piece. You
Right.
know, wow, look at the work. I mean,
Yeah.
wow.
is that a Made in America TV? I'm sure
It better be.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought this is definitely one of my favorite pieces. It's just incredible sculpting and.
Look at the pores on the Donald too, even.
Yeah.
And check it out up top. Got his Diet Coke. Got his like Rockwell painting or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah. Clock is set to 7:10. Yeah, there's just some fun political jazz on there. And here he is, taking a 5th place, y'all. The checks are getting fatter now. The homie just took $2,000. He'll need it, because Trump will probably sue over this shit. No, just kidding. But all right, this is unparalleled glass, you guys. It is a... because I don't know how to pronounce the other part, so that's what his name is. No, just kidding. This dude is super chill. He's actually, if you guys remember last week, when Marcel was doing that pull, and there was another homie holding the other like giant hand torch to do the crossfire, that was this dog. And that pull was after everything had shut down. It was like a late night special kind of thing. so he wasn't working at that point. And he made an incredible like cactus. Like Carrie, what would you say this is?
Oh, I can't remember.
Okay.
I when I saw pictures of it afterwards, even like I saw some photos up on Instagram and totally knew that it was his pieces that I was looking at before it was confirmed. And then in the gift shop at the Tuscany, I don't know if you noticed, but there were some ceramic cacti that looked very similar to what he made.
All right, here we go. So now we're zeroing in on this.
Yeah, that was fun to see in the flame.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's huge. Sorry.
Huge.
So huge. It's the biggest. That's some beautiful color work, though. Look at them petals.
Yeah, look at those petals. Wow. Yep.
Amazing.
Yep. Oh, and I think you guys have seen this trick a time or two, but if you're not familiar, this is one of the more fun ways to open a hole. Just pull out a peak, glob glass over it, and then snap it off, and where it ends, boom, there it goes. You're gonna have a really nice hole.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
Yep. Yeah, Mattis Cookie taught me that one, and it's come up a number of times on Torch Talk, a number of people. So we call it the old Torch Talk special. No, I'm just kidding.
Use the heat.
Yeah. So I just mouthpiece in this thing, as I recall.
In anything is everything. And that piece in the middle up top, it spins. Did you happen to get him?
I thought there was footage of it spinning.
Yeah. It was cool. He like reached in and tapped it and spun it.
Yeah.
Mm.
We riding spinners. We riding spinners.
Yeah.
That's the tree of life, right? Like the
cacti of life, you mean?
Well, it's inside there. That shape is it's a symbol. It's like the tree of life.
All right.
Some sort.
Okay. So like sacred geometry or something.
I think it's from religious circles.
Okay. Here he is, picking up that fat check.
$3,000. Fourth place.
Making that money.
Just an incredible performance out there.
Those glass stakes that what didn't they make that
We
Maddie
blow, they suck.
Yeah.
All right, third place in Artist's Choice, Hick Dog in the house. I know a lot of you guys wanted to see Hick Dog. Once I checked out his work, I could see why. Dude is doing incredible, really high, like really intricate, large-scale sculptural work. And he made this giant dragon. Now this was right at the beginning, actually, and he brought these pieces. They're allowed to bring, I forget, it was like
4 inch by 4 inch by 4 inch by 4 inch.
Yeah, some sort of scaled box or whatever. And so he had brought some parts, but they were just basic pieces that had like those, round shapes or whatever. Blade marvered, or I don't know, whatever it is he's doing. So here he's creating this like center structure and like of a bone rib cage around a hollow vessel. And you can see he's got a bridge structure over there that allowed him to work those in. And now he's detaching them and kind of heating them up and giving them that curl around and shaping them in. And it's really impressive. He's only got so much space to work, and like if he were to tag that piece in the middle, the whole thing would be fucked. Be bad. Oh shit, it's Jessica Boggs, what? So yeah, this piece was just
amazing.
Yeah, here it is a little later. He's got the head or whatever he's about to attach. So here's another moment where here's a teaching moment or whatever, in that just watch how he sets. He's already got a pretty complicated bridge, you know? It's like coming all the way around the bottom or whatever to get that neck in place.
He's like set the structure already, and then he can just connect the bridge.
Well, he's just gonna get it attached, and then he'll do the bridge. And you can see how he's got the pretty, you know what I mean? It's like, where does that bridge come from? It's like, oh, it comes all the way up from under and around, you know, to get up to the neck. Just something to notice, you know? It's like your bridges can be from pretty fucking far away if they have to be. I noticed that in, like, the, subliminal glass. He was doing one of those giant laser guns. And there are points at which pieces, like the, there's like a little sleeve for like the nozzle or whatever. Like that piece is like bridged all the way back, like a giant rod of 7 or whatever going all the way back across the entire barrel to hold it in place, you know, while it gets sealed in. And then from there, other little bridges can be established, but I don't know, it's just, there's a lot to be learned from watching guys like this, you know, and seeing how they set up their bridging structures and how it allows them to do really crazy shit. So
there's 100 like little, you know, problems that come up if you want to build a rig like this or a piece like this, right? And yeah, like you said, you know, watching these guys who've made, you know, probably more than a few of them, you know, they figured all these problems out, and you know, you can kind of be like, oh, I can adapt that, you know, that solution to my problem, you know.
Yep.
And that's a powerful thing. It's very, very, like you said, teachable, you know.
Yep. Another thing to notice, it's like, it's almost a little like, oh, I don't know if you guys can, I'm sure you guys can see that he's a little shaky, baby. And like this dude, he's been winning competitions like all over the place, and this dude's been in the game forever. Like I thought you guys should know that, like, you should see that somebody at this level doing this type of work, man, he gets just as nervous as we do when we get towards the end on a piece, you know, especially something that we put a little time and heart into. And you know, I mean, it's, I don't know. It's just nice to know that some of these guys who, if you just look at their work, might appear superhuman, they're actually slightly human after all.
It's so crazy. They're just people.
Yeah. Sometimes they don't even notice punny marks. Like right here, I was like, yo, hick baby, polish that punny mark. He was like, okay.
Yeah, Mike would be a terrible wildlife photographer. And
Yeah.
that's all right with me.
Yeah. It's like illegal advice.
We're saying he's no Jacques Cousteau.
Good one, Will.
Carrie and Mark educated me on who Jacques Cousteau was, because I've heard the name my whole life, but I know.
Check out this setting. Isn't this amazing?
Yeah, that's a really.
Yes.
I was really impressed with some of the setups that these guys brought along to display the work.
His color use on this piece is outstanding, man.
And I saw that moon in the background, Will, and thought of you.
I just noticed it. I didn't even see it. Wow, I was looking at the piece. I was like, wow.
Yeah. And there was a button that you pressed, and it made the fog machine go.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
seriously. So he'd be like, yo, do you want to hit the button? And I was like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He hit that button with gusto.
It's like, yes.
Wow, man. He had a backstory and everything.
Yeah.
Artist statements are impressive, and artists that can write artist statements that don't just sound like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. He might have snagged first place if there hadn't been so much reading involved.
There he goes. It says the moon is significant because astronomy has always been present in my life.
Yeah.
That's fucking fantastic, sir. Salute to you.
You know Bob Snodgrass ain't reading all that shit. I'm just kidding. And that's who's in the background, you guys, the judges. It's like Will Menzies, J Red, Cowboy, Coyle.
Bob Snodgrass.
Yeah, Bob Snodgrass is over here somewhere off
Third
to the
place.
side.
I'm pushing for an episode where we get to talk to all the judges and hear what they thought about the pieces. But
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
That would be
wouldn't
neat.
that be cool?
Yeah, and this is BFF
Everyone's BFF.
Yeah, Becky Feather. She's really good. She demonstrated at the gas conference actually.
In Norfolk.
Yep.
Huh.
But it was a special presentation just for live audiences. So otherwise, I would have filmed the shit out of that. So no, she does these pieces that are called mouth breathers. They're like little characters, and they have like big tongues inside, and it's like all the plumbing goes through there. They're really neat. And she did a piece that had like 3 of them stacked together. I assume it was some sort of about glass unity. Now, I don't know. I'm not entirely clear on what her statement was.
I would have liked to hear.
Yeah, it was a really sick piece, and like the judges, like when she was on stage, they said that like she had a really like eloquent statement that she made when she talked about the piece, and it sounded like their judgment was definitely influenced by whatever she talked to them about. Essentially, you guys, they make the pieces during 2 days, and then on day 3 they present them. And in the morning, from like 11 or till 12 till whatever, whatever time, the judges go around and they talk to each artist for a little while about the piece, and they inspect the piece. Bob Snodgrass told me that he does an audio test. he's like, I'll give it a little knock, 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 and if I hear the ding, it's like I know there's no cracks. I was like, all right, Bob.
That's right.
Were you there?
This piece has integrity.
Yeah. He told me this. So anyways, I assume that she had a really interesting statement about these homies here, but whatever the statement was, the piece is sick as shit. It definitely makes a statement about her skill level.
It's amazing. Wow.
And check that out. Blank white screen, like there's no extraneous anything.
Mm-hmm.
Piece stands alone.
Yeah.
That piece is her statement.
Mm-hmm. Right? And whatever she said.
Really eloquent statement about how she couldn't get any foam board in time, and
Home Depot was just slammed.
Yeah. Fish got the last hollowed out TV. It's crazy.
Should have went to the Pawn Stars location. They probably had one in there.
Oh man. All right. And here, I think she's like British, and her accepting this award is the most emotion I've ever seen from a British person ever. So, not just kidding, but you can tell she's super like legit. Like it's like wow, I don't know. Like,
there's a hug that's super non-British.
She's like, oh, I want something. I don't know, whatever. She's super cool, and you could just tell. I don't know. Editing this, you get to see the same thing, like 8 times at least, and like every time I was, while I was cutting this up, it was just, I was just taken back with the genuine emotion on her face. She's a human being after all, y'all.
That was kidding. A great
smile. She's somewhat stoic, and yeah, like especially while working. And here he is, you guys, the fucking man. I don't know if y'all saw his special gold title, but this is the dude, Josh McDaniel. He won, and he's rocking the freaking Gonzo shirt, the homie with the Melt Scholarship giveaway and everything, if y'all remember. Anyways, here he is. This is actually where he makes a dewar joint. And if you guys aren't familiar, that's the type of joint where it doesn't have anything sticking out. The joint goes internally in. So essentially, it's like a hand-shaped joint with a really like flat, thin lip. And then from there, he treats that like a ring seal or whatever into the piece. But this is how he starts and how I think he pulls down the taper for like the perk or whatever first. But yeah, you guys can watch him do his thing, and it's just kind of a matter of how much material he leaves and the kind of steps in the process to shaping this out. But I thought this was a really sick part of the build, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, I'm really glad that we caught that.
Yeah, it was good timing, Mike.
Yeah, cheers. It's tough to capture stuff like this when there's so much going on, but every now and then you get lucky.
Yeah, and it's hard to know where to be, you know, like you kind of do have to be in the right place at the right time. It's
There were 38 artists, you know?
yeah, that's a lot of fun going on at one time, you know.
Yep, it's wild, and you know, it makes for a really, you know, like I didn't know what I would get going into it. I definitely got way different stuff than I expected, and at the end of the day,
you know what? It was a lot of fun. They were all really cool too.
yeah, these people were all just amazing, and yeah, it was a freaking roller coaster ride, and just kind of editing it since then has kind of been the same way. It's just like goodness, or I can't believe there's so many people, and can't believe we filmed so much of them. Good God, no, but yeah, this is quite the time. In some ways, I really prefer shooting this type of thing, like as opposed to like at melt. And I mean, I'm half kidding, but it's like at melt, it's like everybody's having fun, you know. There's no like deadline or anything, you know. So like it makes it a little more difficult to follow stuff. Whereas here, everybody is it's like, how do you get glass workers to stay at their bench?
Force them.
Yeah, just put a shitload of money on the line and a deadline, and then they won't take as many breaks. And then there was also like they got these gift bags, and the gift bags had like a freaking pen and like concentrates that were donated or whatever, like put in there.
Really?
Yeah. So it was like nobody even needed to leave their space for a safety break or whatever. Like, swear they had a fucking, and they were cool pens too. They were the ones that like they're like the vertical one, you know, you just dip it into the thing and then you suck through it or whatever. Yeah, so it was like everybody was good to fucking go. Like, it didn't matter where they came from. How did you find
this out? Who did you talk to?
I talked to everybody. They were in the bag. They were talking about it. Like, Maddie was talking about it during the awards. He was thanking the people who had donated and all the bags. I'll put the awards.
How did I miss all this? Huh? Where was I?
Yeah, I don't know. Where were you?
I don't know.
Yeah. You getting in one of them gift bags, girl? What's going on here? I'm just kidding.
They were so awesome, I can't even recall.
No, I mean, it wasn't like some secret or nothing. Like I said, Maddie was thanking the company that had done it. This is all legal, and it's in Vegas, so yeah, it was pretty fun. Anyways,
I love it.
That's how you keep glass artists at the bench.
You keep them supplied. Yeah, you keep a sandwich at their table, maybe a beverage or two.
Yeah.
And a little bit of head food.
Oh man.
This is pretty sweet.
It's a lovely color too. I'm drawn to the blues.
It's a purple, but in this light.
Yeah.
It's a blue purple versus a red purple. How's that? Until the light changes color.
Yeah, maybe it's a CFL and.
All right, here's that trick where you're kind of rolling against the marver too, you guys, and that really allows you to open the piece and bring that wall back to essentially stock and kind of a really nice even wall. Essentially, you've got multiple points of contact on the outside wall and one on the inside that you're pushing against from the inside to the back or whatever. And that really makes for a... As long as the heat is right, that'll even things out very quickly. If you're not good at that, it's something really worth your time. Now, in this case, it's going to allow them to have a really even lip on this dewar joint. But for Incalmos and stuff like that, it's going to allow you to have to seal together really even walls. That's what's going to allow you to get really, really crisp lines in your Incalmos and such. If you've got some weirdness in the wall going into it, or it's not round or whatever, the further away it is from like two pieces of stock tubing with the same wall going together it is at the seal. There's all different methodologies. You can start, you know, kind of big, or you can start with small holes, whatever, but those holes need to be round and even and flush. So that marver trickery and getting to a really even, nice lip will really facilitate that process. So yeah, from here it's very similar to hand shaping a joint, you know, in terms of you want to get that tubing roughly to the right shape before the tool goes in, because the tool, you don't want it to have to do too much, and if it's too small, the bottom won't push into it right, you know. The closer it is to what it's supposed to be anyways, you know, the better that shaping reamer is going to work. So here he goes in. See that it was really close. It didn't have to widen the diameter that much, but it distinctly touched it all the way down. You know, you want the contact along the whole profile of it. So getting close to the diameter, but just a little under, allows that piece to come in and really do the job. And me and Josh at that point, we were joking about how wax getting into your thing, you know, this is something I talked about like in the episode where I was doing the handmade 10 mil joint or whatever. It's like, if you got a waxed tool, you really want to let that wax drip off, and like, God forbid some wax gets in there because you use like a wax joint to test the fit or whatever. Like, you always want to hold it in an angle that wax won't flow into the piece, because most times that wax will burn right out, but other times that wax turns into this crazy fucking metallic looking like shit, and it doesn't come out. It stains the inside of the shit, and it's like, damn it,
Been there.
shouldn't have left that wax in there. Yeah. So it's just always best to not have much excess wax, or if you do, always kind of think about that angle that'll keep it from dripping in. And in that case, he let a little too much get in there, so he was like shaking it out, you know, like, get the fuck out of here, wax. All right, and
burn it out too.
What's that?
You burn it out too.
I think he mostly just kind of flung it out. Such, like, if there's not much, it just seems to burn right off, you know. But if there's too much, I don't know exactly what happens, but shit goes crazy. Now, here's where he really starts flattening that lip out for the dewar, and I thought that this was really kind of the most interesting part, because he kind of does it in stages. It's not just like one flare. It's kind of just bringing it out, and even here he's kind of rolling it on a marver and doing the same kind of theory, you know, where you're getting multiple points of contact as you roll, and that's allowing him to get a really flat, nice, even lip.
It's like a little mini goblet. It's so cute.
It is. It's funny. Yeah. Look at that. Seriously, look at that. That is a very crisp lip, and that's that methodology. Started with a nice even wall, and then just nice flared it out in these steps. Didn't let it gather up or anything. Now he's just doing some extra touches to make it extra even and clean. And that bad boy is ready to go like inside a piece now. And so he's checking his fit there. See that? So yeah, the joint's gonna fit right inside of that lip. And thus you'll have a piece with nothing sticking out of it. And who's to say? Maybe he would have only won 5th place if he had had some ugly joints sticking up off of that thing. No, I don't know, but it's just
Perhaps.
I don't know.
Artist statement be damned.
Yeah. Now, guys, yeah, let's talk about his artist statement a little bit, because it was pretty fucking cool. Essentially, his piece, it was like a glass version of himself, and he'd first made a milli of himself, like a self-portrait with a third eye. And I think basically he'd eaten a bunch of psychedelics and thought about what he wanted to make, and then he realized that he needs to make himself. And he said, and the idea was that in order to recognize and appreciate the sacred in others, you first need to recognize and appreciate the sacred in yourself. So that was kind of the theme of his piece. Thought it was pretty cool. Makes me think he might be a narcissist, but no, I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm just fucking around.
You can't love others unless you love yourself.
No, it is. I thought it was a really interesting. Oh, check it out, guys. Coil in the house came through to peep the shit. Yeah. Oh yeah. Coil was like, Minus 10 points for the double tap. At that point, because he tapped his thing twice on there. Koya was having too much fun with his judging duties, let me tell you.
I love that Darth Maul on his arm. That's really cool, man.
Oh, yeah.
Just noticed that.
Well, I mean, I take it you're familiar with his Millie work and glass work. He does some very, very cool Star Wars stuff.
I'm not too familiar, no.
Oh, dude, you gotta
Should-
everybody's IG is in the description, you guys. So if there's any artists that you want to know more about, you can find it in the description. They're all down there. Will, you should check his out. His work is really, really cool. You'll love it.
All right, I'm definitely gonna do that now-ish.
I'm out, y'all. Peace.
Yeah. See y'all later.
Yeah.
Somebody said Star Wars. I'm out. No, that's very cool.
Yeah, so there's the graphite joint holder now that he had it, the top part shaped, and now he's kind of shaping out the perk or whatever on the bottom of this.
Nice.
So yeah, because he was in like first place, and we had a really nice demo, I was like, yeah, we're gonna sneak that whole fucking demo in here. So we'll just, the idea here is we're gonna pretty quickly move through. There's the Millie, you guys, by the way. We're gonna move through quickly through most of these, but in his case, and the first place, baby, if you win first place and I'm filming, we're gonna give you some love. And here he's actually doing okay. So he had his vision quest and did his self-portrait in Millie form first, and then he made basically like a recycler version of himself in hollow form with a hollow head and everything. So here he is. At this moment, I think he was doing like the goatee sculpting. So
Wow.
yeah, yep. So it's just some facial sculpting at this point. Thought you guys might enjoy that as well, and then we'll actually get to see his piece. Yeah, really sick piece though. Had milli sections like in the bottom can, and then into like the sculpted body, which had like a milli chest piece and everything. Yeah, it's a neat piece, and I can see why it took first place. There's so many amazing pieces that almost any of these you could be like, I can see why that one. But there was a lot going on, and it was just really cool, and it was something neat.
Kind of wish I would have talked to him about the going around with the judges. I'm really curious to know what the judges asked and to hear the artist statements and all of that. That would have been, I think that would be interesting.
Right.
Oh, well.
Well, we definitely have some homies who will probably be able to join us.
Yeah, that would be, I would like to hear that.
Had I not spent every waking moment editing footage for the past couple of weeks, I would have maybe made a better effort to get some people to join us.
I think we understand, Mike.
Carrie can be our on-the-field reporter, interviewing the the artists on their statements. I guess they're going to do this at every Champs, right?
Yes.
With artists, like
yeah, I would assume it was kind of cool that like Mike's been saying the theme was make a statement.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what they were doing. So
it'll be
would be interesting with some of these longer formats that Mike got to have the artists on and kind of get their thought process behind the whole idea behind what they made.
For sure, yeah. Very cool. That's a nice piece. The third eye going on. I love it.
All right, here's the body.
Wow. He made himself a hologram, yo.
Just some quick
I love it.
Incalmo work, and just kind of gets back to what we were talking about. You know, if you've got these holes that are nice and even and flush and round, you're going to generally have a success with your Incalmo. If you don't, you're going to be fighting against that. That glass has to move somewhere. So here he's got that milli chip, you know, like milli stacked or whatever. I don't really know exactly what approach he used, but he's got that section and then this bottom section of that purple glass. He's got those sealed together and now work them out or whatever.
Fighting really hard not to sing a song right now.
Yeah, there's no acapella on this special.
We might get hit with YouTube copyrights.
Yeah. None of that.
Taylor Swift will definitely file charges.
No, this is Donna. This is Donna Summers.
Oh, okay. I think I know where you were going then.
Okay.
Now that I know the artist.
And Giorgio. Look it up.
Okay, I will.
Quick, somebody start talking before I start singing.
Josh McDaniel will have my head if he finds out there was acapella during his.
He'll
segment.
sculpt your head.
You know what? I think he would approve. He's the kind of guy.
Oh shit! Speaking of the kind of guy, that was Jason Harris,
JBD.
aka Jerome Baker, checking out the homie's piece.
Look at that.
And I don't know if you guys noticed, but he was wearing an outfit that matched the piece.
Oh wow,
he had
cool.
a shirt with the milli.
Like
On
he
it.
knew.
Neat. So yeah, I had this box with the self-portraits or whatever. Water test. Check it out.
I'm gonna restrain some jokes, but that's awesome. It's an incredible. I mean, the way the water flows up the hands. That's wow.
Yeah, there's energy in that piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just like how he has the shirt that matches the piece.
Yeah, that's what I was. It's just there's so many layers there.
There's a lot of shit going on, yeah.
It's like he planned this or something.
Yeah, it's like he had some intuition as to what he
Like
was gonna
he
do.
showed up with an idea
Yeah.
to do.
How rare.
He met some gnome while he was tripping balls, and he was like, "Yeah, wear the same shirt too, bro." And there's Box Fan displaying his check
Sign spinning skills.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Shit,
and
there's
the
the grand,
champion,
the
That's right.
grand for the winner won that shit. Although,
and all that color. Look at all that.
yeah, a ton of color been donated by the sponsors. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Josh is selling that torch too, actually, because he already has like a giant GTT. So, yeah.
That'd be a hell of a deal, I'm sure, to get that one.
Yeah, well, I think he said he was gonna discount it a little bit, because he won it and all.
Wow.
I think
And
he was gonna sign it though first.
yeah, and that's even cooler because he won it for first place, and
Yeah.
that's wow.
Oh yeah.
So cool.
Daniel special.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, I asked him, guys, I was like, is it cool to smoke out of yourself? He said, hell yeah.
That was one of the jokes that I wanted to do earlier, but I restrained myself. But I'm glad
Yeah.
you did it.
No, it's like I did it in real life.
$10,000 though, seriously.
Yeah, $10,000, y'all.
Right?
That's nothing
I
to
mean,
laugh at.
They're throwing some
Yeah.
money down for these artists. That's pretty sweet.
That's
Yeah.
nothing to laugh at, man,
That's
at
right.
all.
It comes straight out of the import booths in the back. Their fees. I'm not sure I'm supposed to make that joke, but that's what I'm making it with the
you
Champs
can edit
guys.
that out, right?
Yeah, no, just kidding.
You can't edit a live show, unfortunately.
That
We
is what
tried.
it is. I mean, they're
We
not
tried
shy
many
about
times.
the shit. It's a crazy show, and yeah, they're not. They totally do. They cram the import guys like in the back corner and shit. It's sort of funny, actually. Like, oh, this is Gus Glass. Some of
Yeah.
y'all might remember him from the preview, and my cat is totally gonna like mess up the whole show. Get off.
Aw, Pearl. Get
I
off the
love
keyboard.
I love this shot here in
Yeah,
particular.
this is sweet. This piece
This
was
is fun.
amazing.
Yeah.
And watching it like this,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. Got to
so
fast
cool.
forward.
Yeah.
I love that it cracks too, and he's like, "Fuck it, just keep
Oh
going,
yeah,
man."
see now that's something to notice though. You see, that's how he
Where?
bridged it. And the inside there was a post that he had curved to match that inside, and then he must have shot out with a hand torch or something, and basically bridged it with that little post.
Mm-hmm.
Just just something to notice. Even if we're just like, oh, pretty, like you can actually notice a lot if you watch each little scene in this video and kind of figure out exactly how these people are doing their thing.
Yeah.
It's like you took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh,
Ooh,
word.
pretty.
Yeah, and I thought this was neat. He has this old 15th century idea of, yet I still learn.
Always learning, man. That's what life is.
Functionality and simplicity.
Look at that
Yeah.
goblet. That's beautiful.
Yeah, these pieces are they're super duper clean and beautiful.
So much going on in there, you know? Lines for days to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect symmetry in the diamonds of negative space. It's awesome.
Every time I walked by, it was working on another piece with lines.
That one toward the edge got crazy, almost like it was playing a trick on my brain or something.
That was his statement.
Yeah. And this is Orion Glass, you guys, or Dorian is his name. Super duper nice guy here, and he made a giant Boro fish tank. Some of y'all probably saw, I've streamed this to the group. Not this whole thing or whatever, but I was just doing a quick stream of some fun footage. Here he is. He's making a giant fish bowl. There's another one on the side you might have noticed.
And I'm not seeing double, right? I haven't
No,
had too much coffee.
Now he's got a
There's-
crossfire setup here that he's using to blow out these massive bubbles.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was just making sure I wasn't tripping.
You're totally tripping, Will.
Yeah, I mean I am, but not. I gotta have some
Josh McDaniel
moderation.
flipped off
Yeah.
on you.
Yes, he did.
Now I know you're tripping, Will.
There's only one torch here.
Yeah. And then he put a wigwag ball into each one. I was having a talk with Coyle about this. We were like at the bar or something or somewhere.
Yeah, I
and
want to
was
hear
like-
about this.
I was like, what do you think about Dorion's piece? And he was like, I don't know. It's like, it's all clear. I was like, those wigwag balls though. Anyways.
I don't know. I kind of feel like the wigwag balls weren't really that necessary. They kind of disappeared after the whole, everything was said and done. You know, it was lit up and the fish, and
Yeah.
I really liked the optics of the clear because at the end, they really messed with you because you would look into one globe and see fish from another area and think that they found their way over.
Hmm.
I don't know. That's just my whatever. I think it was
Interpretation.
powerful, just clear, quite honestly.
Yeah, everybody knows I'm a huge fan of clear.
Yeah,
That's
check him
why.
out. Using the giant marble mold with these huge hollow spheres. Check it out. There's no innuendo in this picture.
None.
I think I get it.
See how these are these giant tubes, and then here we go.
Damn.
Yeah, like we're gonna do a whole special on this, you guys. I have a lot of footage of this whole piece coming together, like in significant detail, and it's a really fun piece.
Did you ask him? Is he open to coming on the show too?
He is, yeah. He'll definitely join us
Sure.
if we can make it happen. If we
He's
can
a
make
great
our-
storyteller too. He was very
Yep. Yeah.
engaging.
Yeah. I'd like to get footage of this up, like with our conversations, because we talked about, he came up in Darby's studio and he spoke a lot. There's Coyle again. Coyle was like, damn. And here he is checking it on the stand. It's basically a hanging fish tank.
Wow. There's actual fish in there.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
real fish.
yeah,
And then his theme was living glass. And he also made, you guys can see down there at the bottom, that's an ant farm rig. So it has a whole section that's detached from the actual functional part. That's a an actual fucking ant farm. And check it out, Carrie. You can see the wigwag ball.
This is true. You can see it.
Oh, and those are actual ants.
Yeah, there's ants in there,
Real ants.
and Dorian was explaining
They're
that
unhappy ants.
they were not happy at that time. Yeah, they'd apparently been living in their little tubes, you know, in his hotel room for a while.
3 days.
Yeah, and the gel needed more time to set, but there was only so much time you got in the competition, so he like froze it to try and make it freeze faster. So the ants are pissed because they've been like stuck in their tubes too long, and they're like, "Get the fuck! This is not this shit we're supposed to fuck around with."
We didn't sign up for this.
Gel
Yeah,
that
exactly.
coats them, yeah.
So they're basically like they're fighting right now for control of the sweet NASA syrup or whatever it is that they apparently eat and live in. And there was a quick water test on the ant farm rig.
Yeah, so he's explaining the smoke doesn't go into the gel, and the fish tank is not an apparatus. Although it would kind of be cool if he could have like wrapped something around somehow to make that fish tank an apparatus. I think if he had done that, it might have swayed the decision maybe a little bit more. I don't know.
Never know. Regardless, guys.
It's like an accessory.
Yeah. So Carrie spoke through most of your intermission, but if anybody wants to go or whatever, I thought I'd sneak a fun little scene here of just fish chilling in the fish tank.
You have a minute and a half to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, now you're down to a minute, 20 seconds. Do your things. Nice job, Carrie.
Thanks, Mike.
I'll take this moment to say subscribe if you haven't already. There's
that like button.
Yeah, and do that. Thank you, Carrie. I always forget about the like button because I don't like it. But
Stevie is usually all over that.
He is. Where is Stevie? He's in there. I saw him earlier.
Talking Chinese.
Is he? Okay.
Apparently.
Careful, Stevie. We're gonna translate that, and if it
yeah, I was just thinking I should look this up. No one's Stevie.
But subscribe, guys. There's 5.7 thousand of you guys out there hanging out with us on a Tuesday night. We love that. We appreciate you guys coming and joining us and watching some awesome glass go down. That's what we do here at Torch Talk, and that's what we gonna keep doing. Lots more events coming up this year. We got Melt coming up later on this year. That's gonna be incredible. Stay tuned for details on that coming up soon. We'll have some news and things.
Yeah, the homies were hinting at West Coast Melt, y'all. I think they were hinting about it publicly. I forget who was, but I think that may be happening. Oh shit, intermission's up. Let's do this, motherfuckers. We're back. All right, y'all. Shayla Windstar Glass. Yo, her work. She does incredible hand-drawn work. Here she's drawing the fucking earth. And it's awesome. And at this point, she's like cooking in the first layer, and then she's going to cook that in and then do more details on top of that. And repeat that process a few times, and it ends up really, really, really cool. So I thought you guys might like to see a little bit of her her process here with this.
That blue she's using is gorgeous, man. Wow.
Right. It looks like the greasy blue cheese, maybe.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I don't know. Debate about it in the chat.
She's got her continents down, and look, there's even a hurricane coming for us.
Yeah.
For the Gulf.
This is another one. There'll be like a full upload on or whatever, and you can really watch her whole process. And I think maybe I'll catch a moment of it, but if I don't, like, she actually has the Earth in a bunch of different views up on her cell phone, just the same that you saw Fish. How he had the Statue of Liberty from different angles up on his screen. And these cats who are doing this type of drawing and sculpting, you know, they've got their reference images right there.
Yeah, that's pretty handy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just something to think about, you know. How did they do it? Like, well, did you actually try putting the picture of the thing you wanted to make, like, right there? Because...
Always helpful.
Yeah, that could help.
Eric Goldschmidt and Caitlin at CMOG, they did the same thing. You know, Eric draws out basically every goblet he makes. And Caitlin had a pic. She was making polar bears. She had pictures of her drawings of polar bears, which are stunning, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of Eric and goblets, not to derail this thing of Shayla and Champs, but yo, do you guys remember the Dichro space tubing episode right before we went to Corning? Okay, yes, that's the answer. No, I'm just kidding. If you don't, it was just like a few episodes back. But yeah, I totally just like, all right, and this is one of like the Mike's secret ways to make collabs happen. One of them is to just like have that shit when somebody needs a piece of prep. You're like, yo, I've got this sick piece of prep, baby. And then like you're saving them time, and it's just really easy, you know. And then the other way that I've added to my list now, based on my visit with Eric, just leave that shit on the living room table, yo, when you leave. And that's what I did. I just totally left it on Eric's table, and I left a box of cookies with it. So.
With a little note. Use me.
Pretty much.
Alice in Wonderland. Eat me.
Yeah. Right? And sure enough, about a month later, he hit me up with a picture of like a goblet with it in there in the section. So I'll be sharing that with you guys soon.
That's the air quote forced collab.
It's nice. It's just like I said, I left it on his living room table. Like,
I'm just playing. That was an inside joke.
It's like a suggested collab.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this might end up in a piece of yours in the future, maybe.
Yeah.
So,
hey, why don't you have some fun with this, baby?
Yeah. Look at how cool this shit is.
Hey, Mike, you didn't see Justin Carter at Champs, did you?
I did not see Justin Carter at Champs, actually. I wish.
Somebody in chat was asking.
Oh, I wish, man. I did see there, though, was the Papa Joe's homies, the owners of the shop, and that's where you guys have probably seen footage of him repeatedly. And then I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it yet, so I'm not going to say nothing, but I'm just going to say that their 420 demo is going to be sick as a bitch. 66666. So, really, really awesome artist is coming.
Are you going to be there? I can't remember.
Hell the fuck yes, I'm going to be there. You got to be kidding me.
Nice. Are you going to be filming it?
Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll be filming it. Yeah. Is this a joke? What's going on?
I don't know your schedule.
Okay, all right. Okay, anyways, yeah, no, and then also the Aardvark coming up next month is gonna be Hemlock and Rooster.
Can I interject real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
All right, so on Facebook Live, you guys, I went live and got this piece totally collapsing. So this is the piece that everybody saw that almost hit the floor and never came back. So Shayla had a little cheering section to keep her on track. So some of the people that competed did not finish their pieces, but Shayla actually powered through, and this is not what she intended, but you know, she kept going. She improvised. She made something of it versus just like letting it fall and giving up. So it was supposed to be functional, and it's functional. Look, it's a torch. Anyway, that's all I have. Back to you, Mike.
Back to you, Mike. And back on the field. That's a lovely hollow face there. Wow. Oh, interesting.
Mike, you were talking about aardvark?
Yeah, I was done talking about that.
Yeah, what were you saying? 420?
Done talking about that, so.
Oh. All right.
That's a very interesting piece right there.
Yeah, Shaggy fucking crushed it.
I see what he's done there with the lathe tape, and it looks like I'm gonna have to do the same thing with my my Nate Myers. They're finally kind of cracking and falling apart, so I'm gonna need to recover those with some lathe tape, I think. That was nice with the pliers there, or the wire cutters, whatever. sometimes that bad thing that glass does, that, you know, when it breaks, sometimes, you know, like we've talked about it in this episode already, that you can use that to your advantage, you know, glob on that, pull it to a point, like Mike said earlier, glob on that glass, crank it off, and now you have a hole. And you can use that to your advantage sometimes. We use it all the time with cold seals, right? So we can use that breakage to the advantage. That's a nice little display there. Wow.
Yeah, every time I walked by this guy, he was making like prep work, so I never saw any of what was actually going on. Like the part that Mike got there was impressive as far as I'm concerned, because I never saw him working on any of that. This was a total surprise to me when I saw it finished.
Unsocial media sheeple. That's an awesome iPhone, though. He's nailed it. Wow. That is so funny. Very cool. Moving on over to Hex.
Yeah, I was working on these hands. I had some fun technique for sculpting and adding detail to these. This piece is ridiculous. I'll let y'all see it when it comes up. It's quite the statement. It's quite appropriate for all of us.
Three-fingered hands are awesome. I mean, you get one less finger to have to sculpt, right? But it's kind of got that cartoon vibe. You know, it's the same. You know, like animators use that four-fingered hand rationale, right, for human hands, even on cartoons, because it's quicker, I think, to animate. But not saying that that's why he did this, but it's interesting when people use that kind of style. I like it. It's got that alien vibe to it.
What are we watching right now again?
Hex.
Hex.
A spoon and a knife.
Some of the best sculpting. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Although spoons look oddly strange, you know, even in a glass studio, to someone who doesn't know what we're using them for. By the time you wax them up, they look pretty. They don't look nice.
Suspicious.
Yeah. You gotta like kind of put that one away when people who don't really know come into the studio. Then you don't have to explain it. I find that's the easiest option. I like the Bunsen under the graphite. It's interesting.
I thought that was cool. I wanted to get some footage of that.
Yeah. Look at that. Wow. I like his statement. That's awesome. Oxygen and propane bottles in the market basket thing. Wow. Very cool. Is that a kiln, I'm guessing? It's also a Q-tip holder? Is that what that is? Am I saying that right?
I don't know. I'm not entirely.
Little Herbie?
I'm not entirely clear with that. Yeah, that's a little Herbie.
Little bitty tiny Herbie. John Knoll size. Caleb Falk.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, this guy was jamming.
Do they have music blasting in the background, I'm assuming, of some style? Or was it fairly just convention noise?
Well, he's got earphones in. I don't remember. Was there music?
Yeah, there was music at times.
Okay. Las Vegas had music, but some of the demoers still chose to wear headsets as well, or earphones, I should say.
Some people just set at their own speakers. It's kind
We're
of
being
quite
watched.
the blend.
Yeah, you're being
this
watched.
is pretty cool. And I was being watched too.
Yeah,
yo.
look at that.
Being watched.
And then we're watching Mike being watched. It's getting real deep.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I thought it was pretty crazy. I had a little fun with the editing of this part.
Those pieces are mirrors of each other, but just reversed. I love that. It's fantastic.
Yeah, the perspective on that piece is fun too.
Yeah, it's playing with my mind. Sea Tower.
Going to the moon.
That's a nice big piece, man. That's a lot of heft.
It was really cool when some of these pieces got displayed at the very end when they were all set up. A couple of them actually used olfactory
Stimulation.
thank you.
I mean, that was it was a 1 in a million shot that was the word. I just picked one and went with it.
Perfect.
But no, I see what you're saying. So their display kind of stuck with you, kind of hit you a little harder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and not necessarily this one, but around the corner is what made me think of it. And there's a couple of pieces that were like that.
Okay. Little spaceman with a question mark flag. I think I get the statement.
Do you get it?
Yeah, he likes to stack rocks. I think it's a statement there.
Do they stack?
He likes to fume. He likes to fume and stack rocks.
Okay, all right.
That's the message that I'm getting. It's definitely not that the moon landing was a hoax.
No, never.
Flame Princess Glass. Doing a little coil potting, I guess.
Yeah, she was basically coil potting these sections up. She was like forming the trunk and then forming the head right off it, all with like a small series of coil pots into a big coil pot. It's pretty fucking tight.
Yeah, she mentioned that she didn't bring any prep. So like Mike was saying earlier, they were allowed to bring a 4-inch cube with prep inside, and she didn't bring any prep.
Awesome. Start fresh, right? You know, kind of go in and do it. Stevie Janowski says that he has a tit bubbler that he got from, I guess, Sea Tower in '95. Nice. That piece is a relic at this point from '95. Wow. That was like 50 years ago, wasn't it? That's what it feels like.
What are you saying?
Huh?
What are you calling a relic?
Well, I was definitely born in the 80s, so I'm even older than a relic. That's Whatever is older than a relic on the scale of oldness. Interesting. I've seen pictures of this piece, I believe.
It was super cute. That's all I have to say. She ended up making little pendants for her elephants to wear too.
Oh, nice. That one dude on the left is just like, whoa. He's very confused. He's like, this is how it's made? Oh, shit. Yep, you got to melt the glass to move it. Another Bunsen burner user there. Looks like the same style as the earlier Bunsen. And this is the, I'm assuming, the little pendant for...
Kind of looks like it, yeah?
Yep.
Love her facial expressions.
Everybody's got to have a good pendant in their arsenal, you know? Why are our pieces any different? I love that. That's so cool. What did I missed what the banner said there.
Say girl power.
Oh, did it? Okay. I didn't tilt my head the right way before it was. Oh, there's Pedro Grind.
Yeah, Pedro in the house.
Got to have dinner with Pedro in Las Vegas the last time we were all there. That's a fun dude, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he was fun. He's got a good personality.
And of course, the first time I met him, actually, was Glass Vegas the first year. Mike and I stepped over to the Stratosphere where he was staying and went and hung out and, you know, just kind of chilled at his place for a little while. And he was super cool, man, you know. Gave us some glass, you know. He's like, here, pick out, you know, get some awesome dabbers. I think I still have that thing on my desk somewhere around here, but yeah. And he does these little creatures. I'm not exactly sure what he calls them, but this is definitely his flavor. I love that, dude.
Elephant never forgets, huh?
What did it break in half? A gun? Yeah? Wow. Oh, wow. Is it a magazine or a clip? Is the debate, I think. It's definitely not a magazine. No, that's really cool though. I love the transparent blue there. It seems to pop on that piece. I mean, the way you use this color is really nice. And this is Patrick McDougall?
Yes.
Okay.
Subliminal.
Okay, all right. I'm like, why does that name sound familiar? Now, yes, thank you.
Yeah. don't think he was out in like Vegas or whatever when we were chilling with those cats though.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing him. There was so much going on though, man. I've been following Weapons of Glass Destruction since I started blowing glass in 2013, you know. And he was there. I was there. Never even saw him. Never got to meet him, you know, whatever. So it's just like that's how crazy, you know, and all over the place it was, you know. It's not easy to do it all.
It's me.
Gotta hand it to Champs, man. The infrastructure to put in place to do something like this is not an easy task. You know, they've got some really nice kilns, a nice setup going on, like with everybody being kind of at a central location, so you can kind of go around the outer perimeter and watch these cats work. I think it's really cool.
And they've had like 20 years to figure this shit out, so
Yeah,
it really
they're
shows.
doing it.
Yeah. They've the setup is crazy too. These lines that go around everything are fucking. You can kind of see it there, just like in the bottom corner, for example. Unfortunately, this dude, he said the piece was fine, but he like knocked it over himself or some shit.
Oh,
He accidentally knocked his own shit over. Like you played yourself.
Been there.
Yeah, so he played himself, unfortunately. But
I've
all
been
the
there.
pieces are here, so were there more time. But anyways, yeah, the infrastructure is crazy, and like if you, I don't know, like I just as I was thinking of it, I was like, there's the lines, so I imagine they'll pop up. But if you look at the floor, these are diesel, like I don't know how big they are, like 2-inch or 1-inch lines, or I don't know what they are. But they're giant. They're way bigger than normal lines, and they have these posts set up with all these regulators. I have some footage of it, and I'll probably put that up as its own video. So, yeah.
Blossom Glass.
Blossom Night, yeah, she was really nice. Definitely had the best smelling booth. You guys will see that here shortly. There were flowers, just so it doesn't sound weird.
I was like, if only there was
that's
smell-o-vision.
the olfactory stuff I was talking about. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was the good one. The other one was the ketchup.
Yeah, Rossberg glass holding down the bad side of the smell. He had like a ketchup rig, and like he had like 4 things of fries out, and they were all drenched in ketchup. And I could just imagine the judges being like, I can't even stand a foot away from this thing, let alone judge it. Like, let's get the fuck out of here. So
Some people like ketchup, though.
no, dog. It was so much ketchup that it was like acidic, like stepping towards it. It was crazy.
It was rough.
Yeah, it was really like I didn't know ketchup could smell like that. Like, damn.
It turned in room temperature.
Well, it wasn't even. I don't even think it had turned. It was just like so much fucking ketchup in one place. It was just crazy. And yeah, this tube is gorgeous.
Wow, look at that's just some intricacy.
Yeah, and she like basically hand draws the details on the petals. She was telling me. I wish I'd managed to show up when she was doing that, because you know they're freaking gorgeous, and there appears to be something of a trademark for her. Just don't be drawing on petals now, y'all. Not just kidding. But okay, so check this out. It really did. It smelled amazing over here. It was like, damn, film this all day.
Gotta have the yin and yang.
Yeah, she was mentioning this was kind of her first foray into the glass world. Like, she hasn't done any competitions or doesn't really know anybody.
Wow. Home run, I'd say.
Yeah.
Stepping up to the plate. That's pretty awesome. It's a beautiful piece.
Very talented young lady. Passion,
Some inspirational words there for you guys.
indeed.
I love it. I love the piece. Oh shit! And then you shine a UV light on it.
Yeah. Everybody was doing crazy shit with the UV. It's like you'd come through when they weren't around, and it'd be like, all right, and then you'd catch them later when they had a light on it, and it was like looking really crazy.
Unfortunately, the cameras never really give the UV stuff justice. I've noticed that like this, whether it's a cell phone camera or whatever, in person, these things always look more spectacular in the UV. I think on some level, these cameras that we build as humans filter out most of the UV light. I could be wrong about that, but I think that they do.
Oh shit, Torch
Luke.
Talker in the house, Luke the Drifter. And check it out, guys. This is a whole fucking miniature spoon demo.
Miniature spoon, huh?
Yeah, so he made this whole crazy sculpture of a glass blower. And that's really cool, and I've got some Incalmo work after the spoon, but he's basically like he's on a platform of spoons. And it's a really fun setup here, so I just thought I would include a spoon demo. And just watch how smoothly Luke condenses glass in and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
he's really good. He has
wow.
a lot of control.
I've never approached a spoon that way, but that's awesome. Of course, we talk about that all the time on the show, how it's cool to see other people's methodology for stuff. But man, that was really neat to see.
It makes the spoon so fast.
I'd still be like working on like, am I on center with my blow tube? That's so cool. Luke's a cool guy, man. He does every once in a while he'll do a live stream in Torch Talk, the group on Facebook, which is always cool. It's hard to catch up. I mean, there's so many live streams going down on Facebook these days. It's kind of hard to keep up, seems. But that's a good thing, I guess. Our people are out doing the thing, kind of spreading the gospel of glass, as it were. I love his blow tube setup too. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, Aura Glassworks in the chat room says, for sure it's impossible to get good UV shots. And it's difficult, for sure. Some of these colors, I feel like they glow more intensely in person as well than they do on camera. But again, I think it has something to do with some kind of filter. But maybe somebody out there knows better than we do here. Man, he's already... That spoon's done, huh? He's wrapping... He's... Getting it done. Dan in the background there. Edited Degenerate Art, as we're all familiar with that documentary. And also... Dan just got done with Marcel's Project 33. An alternative is possible, I think, is the subtitle of that one. And Mike, did you get to catch that at
Nah.
No?
Nope. I went back to the hotel room to try and do a broadcast, and then the hotel internet sucked, so we didn't get to do the live stuff. So, but on the plus side, I hope y'all are digging this shit where I've been able to take footage of every piece, like, and get pieces of it and then bring it all the way to the end. It's like, it kind of sucked that the internet wasn't working during the event enough for me to share this stuff, but like it really did make it possible to do this kind of broadcast that we're enjoying right now, where you guys get to see these pieces coming together and see them finished. So here's what
Very
it is.
cool.
You win some, you lose some, but honestly, that was a very frustrating evening for me, because it's like I'm missing awesome stuff that I want to go see. But more importantly, it's that I told you guys that there would be these broadcasts, and then they don't happen. And it's, I know that nobody's sitting there like, oh man, Mike, I know y'all understand that it's not that, and I can't control the internet and that sort of thing, at locations outside of my control. But it's
It is what it is,
It's very frustrating that it's like, man, and I put in a lot of work before the show, like, to be able to do that broadcast the way that I wanted. And
I love this
so
piece,
here's
man.
the piece. Enough about all this negative stuff. It is what it is. Nobody gave me shit. Thanks, y'all. I appreciate that.
I love how he has it set up on the spoons, man. That's very symbolic.
It's really cool. And then I don't know if you guys, the board has got like his 1,000 spoons or whatever, and his 1,000 rigs or whatever. It's great.
I see his ventilation is on par as well.
He's got about as good ventilation as the average torch talker. It's good on paper.
That's so funny.
So he's got this whole freaking diorama here.
Love it, man.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Got his little Kevlar sleeves and everything. That is funny.
Yeah, I've got an extended clip of him making the body, and we'll do an upload on that as well, and you'll get to hear him actually talk about this whole piece.
That's so cool.
Kind of the trade-off, it's hard to do like a commentary, and but then there's so many random music things and all that. Like, it would be lame if we went through like all these clips and all that, and then one random one tanks the whole show, and then nobody can watch it later. So it's like, I wanted to get this out without the audio, and then eventually I might be able to, maybe there'll be a version of this with as much of the audio as possible. Maybe there'll be a version with just whatever. I don't know. Just life in the age of media right restrictions can be frustrating. And this guy's work is great. He's making these shells, and then I don't know if you guys caught that, but he just rolled that in frit. And then he uses it to sculpt these parts on, and he just kind of gets this really kind of organic look with it. I thought it was a really neat technique.
I guess that's like looks mostly like a white underbody with some black frit, right? Or something like that.
I think a cobalt frit, maybe.
Oh, okay.
But
real dark.
Yeah, it's hard to tell at this moment.
And that's like a seashell kind of thing he's going for?
He's making
okay.
seashells by the seashore.
You shouldn't sell them by the seashore, though. They fetch more money further inland.
Gotcha.
If you're selling seashells, don't do it by the seashore. Supply and demand, you know what I'm saying?
So here he is decorating this incredible iguana sculpture.
Is that a little chameleon there? A little,
I think it's an iguana, but it could be a chameleon. I don't know.
I love the eyes. He nailed it.
Yes, the eye is fucking amazing.
That's that creature 100%. Wow. Oh, I see where. Wow, plastic in the ocean. I gotcha. Very cool. I like where he's going with that. That's a very important thing that, I think humans overlook is how much plastic we're putting in the ocean. That's a cool statement. Very cool. Wow. And I'm assuming that clothespin is glass.
Yes, it's one of the things that he does. They're really cool. The chat is very insistent that that is a chameleon and not an iguana. So
Is it? Oh, yeah. I've been missing the chat for a second there.
yeah. And this was a really fun piece.
Wow. Get them bridges going,
Yep. Yeah, seriously, it's
Bridges of Vegas County right there. That's awesome. Oh, wow.
yeah.
Nice backdrop.
I like this guy's work. It's just he has really unique sculptures and really cool stuff.
Did I miss his name, Mike?
It's like Irk D Jerk or something. You gotta look it up in the description.
I gotcha. I did miss it there. I love his display with the Japanese sand thing. That's pretty cool.
Oh shit, Don Chili in the house.
Very cool. Don's a cool guy. He's fun to hang out with, fun to watch work. It's got a definite knowledge of the glass and how it moves. It's fun to watch him do his thing for sure. I don't know if I can tell what he's making just yet.
It's like a tiki head.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah. So this is basically adding posts and kind of squaring them off. But I missed him doing all the fun parts of the sculpture, unfortunately.
Wow. Very cool. Look how centered everything is. I mean, just while he's moving it there, you can just see how everything is just flush.
This piece was fun. I liked his artist statement too.
What was it for this one?
Yeah, so he was creating a phoenix.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, apparently he had a fire in his studio a while back. So, phoenix rising up from the ashes.
Wow. Seems like that is kind of going around these days for a few lamp workers here and there. Our friend Greasy Glass and those cats unfortunately went through that. recently, and been a little bit of that going around. We're playing with fire, though, at the end of the day, you know, and it doesn't matter how prepared you are, something can go wrong. You just have to be prepared for that inevitable breakdown and make sure you're ready.
There's another piece that's got some dichro going on, yeah?
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can see it in there, yeah.
Did you get a chance to talk to him, Mike?
We didn't talk that much.
Just curious.
I love that shape that he's going for there. It's very nice. Kind of a lonely flame shape. Wow. Yeah, that dichro does kind of stand out cumulatively, doesn't it? Yeah. Wow. Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah, unbelievable piece.
The 3 wings, man, what a cool idea. That would have never even crossed my mind, you know? Very cool. Mm. It's a cool statement. I like that. I love his color use there and that line work. That's fantastic stuff, man. Those wings, beautiful stuff.
Heck yeah. It's almost a shame how it covers up the stick, too.
Yeah, I mean, because, yeah, you got to kind of peer around the flames, but maybe that's what he's going for, you know? It's this awesome thing, and it's just being surrounded by that fire, yeah.
Yeah.
Engulfed.
Bill Burrows. Oh, man, that's wicked.
Mike, you did an amazing job of condensing all this footage.
Thanks.
That is a wicked piece. Look at that.
Yeah, some cats like this, you know, is tough to get everybody. I wish I could have gotten something more in the middle. But I caught him early on. And then it was like every time I came around, the timing just wasn't right. And that's just how it goes with this many people. But at least we caught some of it at the end there. We're approaching the end at least.
I love the display, too. That's really cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure why this dude has a backhoe. Tree lives matter, though, you know? Seems like he'd be using that to, like, hack up trees or whatever. I don't know.
Pyro in the house.
Pyro is in the house.
Sir Pyro.
Yeah.
How dare us leave off part of his well-earned moniker.
Well, you know, let's just say that moniker comes from a different world.
Yeah.
So some of y'all might not want to just walk up like, "Oh, what's up, Sir Pyro?" Because it's like gonna be a little awkward. Trust me. That's all. That's all I gotta say about that. Shout outs, Pyro. I love you, dog. Yeah, don't walk up and call him sir, unless you're interested in that sort of thing. Anyways, Pyro, man, sick ass artist, and you know it's funny. I didn't even remember this. I've been filming on him, and like the first night I was there, me and Carrie were chilling out by these fire pit things that they have, and we met and everything, and as far as I knew, that was the first I'd ever heard of him or whatever. You know, it was when I was like putting together the titles and all that. And then it wasn't until like the very end, this is like a day or two after the event, and we're all chilling at the bar. He mentions to me that he had gotten a lot of attention from a Revere video. And I was like, Revere video? Wait a minute, what the fuck? And I still didn't remember that it was him, but I could only think of one Revere video where there was like a big guest.
Mm-hmm. Well, he did the Sherlock, right?
Exactly, yeah, it's the penetration Sherlock or whatever, the donut Sherlock. And I was like, oh shit, that was you with the Shirley. He's like, yeah, that was me, baby. And so anyways, that was Pyro. I feel like some of you guys might be familiar with him through that, but honestly, it was so long since I watched that video that I didn't recognize or even remember. And like I said, we talked quite a bit throughout this whole thing, and it wasn't until that last day we were chilling at the bar that he mentioned the Revere thing and the Revere connection. So I was like, oh shit, yeah, Dustin's the fucking homie type of deal. Again, here it is with the UV. You didn't even know until the artist busts out the light. Like, oh, and by the way, it's hyped out. Matt Z's piece is cool. Apparently, they're doing their own like flame off out in Colorado, I believe. It's like, I want to say April 21st.
Do you remember the name of that, Mike? Or
Name of what?
the name of that flame off that they're doing, the competition?
No, I don't remember. I just saw a post about it like today or yesterday. That's why I'm fresh on it. I was like, I know they're doing this thing. That was the homie Matt I just met.
Yeah.
But if you look up that Elevate or whatever, you should his Instagram is in the description, so if anybody pulls up his Instagram, in theory it should be there. And he's got like he just did a lot of this double layer of reversal work, and here we caught him like condensing back the end of this section of that tube, and then he's gonna open it up and potentially add more sections or a neck, whatever, I don't know. I thought this was a fun piece. Had all these sayings.
It looks like that one event in Colorado Springs has already passed. It was in February, but there may be one coming up in April that he hasn't posted about, but very cool. Wow. That's cool. Sells joint tools too, huh? Very cool.
He's got his own joint tool. Look like a pretty interesting design there.
Gnarly Harley, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess everybody had pizza tonight. Carrie's having pizza. I had pizza. Mike had pizza. We're all a bunch of pizza fiends. Hope you guys are having pizza out there in the chat room. If you're not, there's still time to order one. So Get it done. Guessing these are little tentacles here that he's building.
Yes. And yeah, you could see like the bridge structure he had set up earlier. Allowed him to get them all worked in, and then he removes the bridges, and now he can really actually sculpt them out. It's a pretty fun approach. James Brush asked if the joint tool tips are graphite or steel. I didn't get to get a close look at them. I should have, but I was kind of just on the move filming. That may have been Carrie's footage of the booth, too. I can't even remember, so we could ask her whenever she comes back from her pizza adventure.
A UV trifecta there. Oh, wow. Interesting.
Love the aesthetics on this piece.
Yeah.
Octopus right now. All these tentacles.
The shaping on the actual piece itself is beautiful.
Yeah, very curvy. It's nice.
Wow. Things die-crowed out.
You were saying that was a Shiva, intended to be a Shiva piece in the middle there.
Oh, okay.
Creator Destroyer, right? Pretty sure
Sure.
that's.
I don't. Yeah, you know more than me. Apparently, I don't know much about that one. That looks like an interesting wing there. Looks like. Very cool. That's like a Cthulhu, I guess, right? I just kind of saw the face of it now. Kind of.
Yeah, it's tough to capture these pieces.
Sometimes sometimes you have to look at a piece. And for me, anyway, I have to look at a piece for a second to kind of take it all in. You know, I miss parts looking at other things. I don't know.
Everybody should have had those turntables.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's where it was at. So he's working that horn in. And earlier we caught him setting up a bridge to do the double layer line tubing, essentially, to get the reticello or whatever with this double layer UV tubing. So yeah, it was like Gus did the vacuum ready or whatever with the white. It looked like he didn't use a vacuum at all. He just stuck one tube in the other and then connected those points. Left a little room open for air to escape, and then just sleeved it in without a vacuum. So, many ways to do the same thing.
That's an interesting face shield she has there.
Yeah.
Definitely would help with the radiant heat, though. I mean, for sure.
Yep. I saw her working without this at times, but all the footage has it. And
I think it adds to her mystique.
I think it does, too. They had her like that in the picture and everything, and I never actually got a chance to ask her. Like, maybe that's her thing. So, I know, like, maybe if there were footage of her without it, I wouldn't have even used it. I don't know. Burpees is really cool.
Excellent shaping. I love her, kind of how everything flows.
Yeah, and then check this shit out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Plasma.
All right. Craziness.
Whoa. So much to see. you
Yeah.
know, it's like, wow.
I think something may have broken.
Okay.
I'm not certain. Because,
I can kind of see that, I think, yeah.
I'm not certain. See, because here, check it out. The
struggle
is
is
real.
real,
Glass
yeah.
breaks, get over it. And I thought that was a fun statement. I'm not certain if anything broke or not. And then I thought this was fun, too. Check it out. It's like a oil burner.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, another one of those olfactory sensory things. Yeah, I was going to ask Mike, did her piece break, too? Because there were so many. There were like 4 or 5 that I feel like broke, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
I wasn't sure if hers actually broke or if it was planned.
I don't know. I didn't see.
Clay ball. I love his tripod style. It's cool stuff. Diego Sanchez brought one of his pieces to Glass Vegas the first year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he and I water tested it, I'll say. It worked flawlessly. It's funny. It's really cool. T. Lewis.
Yeah, unfortunately, not much footage of T. Lewis. And every time we came by, there's just it was bad timing. He was the statistical outlier of this entire journey.
Lovely fume work, though.
Yeah, seriously, the guy does really nice fume line work and like really just puts it all together into a cohesive piece well. I really do wish I could have came upon him at better times. But at least we got footage of his finished piece. That mouthpiece is freaking nasty. I like that a lot.
Looks comfortable, yeah.
This is Heart of Glass doing an aquatic themed piece. She's got that perk stuck on the bottom there and closed in, and now she's gonna open that up, I guess, to attach her joint.
Red Max Mafia.
Yep.
I think that's the first Red Max we've seen, if I'm not mistaken. At least in this footage here.
Could be. I did not see many Red Maxes up in there.
Well, that's okay. Every artist prefers what they prefer, so 300 tons.
Yeah. This is the invitational, man. Most of these people already won torches and shit,
Right. Yeah. Oh, Fukushima 311, which we're coming up on the anniversary of 2011, was when that earthquake happened in Japan, and
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just
I know
311
that.
had a song about it.
No, they don't. But well, actually, they kind of do in a way, not really. But
Not really.
yeah, I mean, obviously, I'd remember that date. That date's coming up. I'll be back in Vegas. So yeah.
Here's Rosberg with
Rosberg.
the ketchup out booth there.
Yeah.
Display. Check this burger out. That is fucking awesome, right?
Yeah, man, I'm hungry. Fiends ketchup.
And then here's this display, you guys, and this thing fucking reeked, and it really got the point across.
It's crazy because there's not even that much I think when you were describing it to me, I thought there'd be way more.
You would have thought, but
wow, that burger does have quite a bit on there.
Yeah,
though.
see, I think that could have been the source of the ketchup overdoage.
Did you snake a fry, dude?
No, hell no.
Oh,
No.
all right.
I was totally joking about Bob Snodgrass. Like, yo, guys, dude left fries for us. This is awesome.
That's for the judges. Don't be getting into the judges.
Yeah. Now we're entering the row of woe, as I'm gonna call it, as I just came up with, which is pretty good for off the top of my head, right? Anyways, these cats, man, they made sick pieces that didn't necessarily finish, for one reason or another. One of these Carrie actually knocked off the bench.
Just one?
Mm-hmm. I guess there could have been more if you didn't. I didn't.
Thanks for not telling us
know
about the other one.
There's only one that I know of. Yeah, no, you know, all jokes aside, I'm not even gonna get into names or whatever. But one person, Carrie, actually saved from knocking over Fish's entire fucking display, and that thing was in a giant ass old TV. So they've really smashed that fucking bench.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
You remember what I'm talking about, right?
I do now, yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, those tables were a little jiggly.
Yeah, but I mean, he smashed the shit out of it.
He boshed it.
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, that was a Kroll Show reference. I apologize. So he's added that female form.
Yeah,
looks
to
like
this
to the
rig.
top of this. Yeah.
Yep. And that's all we have on him.
Smitty.
And Smitty, you know, Smitty, man, I mean, okay, let's give Smitty some love despite that he's on the row of woe, as I've now named it. His piece was really like in the zone, you know, coming into the end zone, and this is an oil slick, and there's like a Donald Trump figure. I think it's a statement of supporting Donald Trump's handling of the EPA. I'm not certain, but yeah, and it had like dichro flames coming off the oil slick and everything, and then it ended up on the floor at some point on the second day, I believe. So, yeah, but let us learn from this part where he's got these flattened sections that are forming this bigger oil slick, and he's going to get them together and then bridge that up and actually really be able to work that into like one fluid piece. So it's something neat to think about if you're ever wanting to do like a larger format sculpture or whatever that involves these larger fluid sections, you know, if you wanted to do an image of a water flowing or whatever.
There were a couple of moments where you heard glass smashing, and I think one of them was like somebody just messing with everybody.
Yeah, that was funny. Who was that? Was that Ham or somebody who did it? I forget who it was now.
I don't remember. I think it was on stage 2.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a heavy troll move right there.
No, it definitely was. It was an awesome move, and we shouldn't have even mentioned it live because I was totally going to tuck it away to do myself one time at a future event, you know?
Well, you still can. Not everybody watches.
Oh man, we'll forget by that time.
But now there's going to be like 4 other people doing it, and it's gonna be trouble. All right, so check it out. Here we got our commander-in-chief.
Our.
Yeah. Yeah, you moved to Canada without telling me, Will?
I kid. What is going on there? Is it? Oh, okay. It was the arm that was okay.
And here's Slim. He was working on a cool piece that involved a heart, and then a heart wearing shorts or something, and apparently his heart broke.
What you gonna do? That's life. Breaks your heart. That's funny though. I totally see the shorts. Daisy Dukes almost.
Yeah, I'm not. I think they were shorts. I'm not certain. That's my assumption though.
So you put a bias in my head, but no, I think I read shorts out of that. I think you're right, man. I think that's totally shorts. He's gonna be like, no, guys, it was a hat. Like, oh shit. Guy's got a lot of heart.
I would have liked to see where he was going with that piece.
Yeah, it was gonna be a heart. I don't know. The arms and stuff reminded me of the Noid that Domino's that motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
I think it was gonna be like a heart with arms and shit. But because I saw those arms, that made me think of the Noid. I'm imagining the Noid's head on the heart.
What is the Noid?
It was like this fucking a character that was to sell Domino's pizza in the 80s or whatever.
Yeah. You gotta avoid the noid.
That's right. He had a video game and everything.
It was that annoying creature.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a weird campaign, but it stuck with us apparently.
Did its job.
Yep.
Remember.
Yeah. Here we go. Check it out. This is the Noid for our viewers who are not familiar. But I swear, he had like, I don't know. He had like, I don't know. Maybe even the colors were reversed, but it had like long arms, you know, with like an alternate color hand or something, as I recall. I don't know.
I'm familiar. I didn't realize he had a name.
Yeah. What about these California raisin dudes?
Right.
Somebody needs to make a rig. Somebody made a rig of those.
That just reminds me of the Christmas claymation series. You know, when they did that. They did Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. If anybody's old enough to remember that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a weird claymation, right?
Yeah. It was. Well, did anybody out there have questions about Champs or for us or anything?
I didn't see any questions in the chat per se, but lots of love for the footage as you know, as you scroll through here, and
no worries, guys.
Great stuff though, man. I mean, I'm sad I missed it basically, but
yeah,
it was a good time.
You'll
a lot
get
of
your
cool
chance,
stuff,
man. It's gonna be a good time out in Atlantic City is the next one. So yeah, if you guys if y'all out there want to like go to one of these, Champs in Atlantic City will be the next one. You go to champstradeshows.com and you can get all the information. And if you want to get a booth there and actually sell your glass, there's information about that. That's like definitely something you guys should think about. This is more of a documentation about what happened here artistically. But at the same token, like, all these shows did great. Champs in particular, though, like, was fucking banging. Like, everybody said there were a shitload of buyers there. Everybody did really well. So yeah, that's kind of the point of these shows beyond just these competitions, y'all. There's you can buy a booth, and there's a ton of buyers from shops all over the country. You know, like we're talking about these shops that are doing shows and shit. Like that's why I'm running into the owners there. They're there to buy stuff for the shop. So if this is not something that you're familiar with, I'd like to think, you know, we talk about it so much, but I know a lot, you know, every week it seems like newer people tune in and, you know, so these shows, in addition to the artistic side of them, like with the demos that we've been capturing and sharing and all this other stuff, I mean, a big part of it is that, like, people there to show their glass for an nationwide essentially audience of shops. And if you're ready to step up to that, if you're ready to put a table full of your stuff out there, like these are the places to do it and actually get it sold and get it in front of people from shops, like I said, all over the country. So I don't even remember why we started talking about this, but that's a big part of Champs, and the shit was banging. So if any of y'all want to think about this and kind of get it into your head, or I know I saw a funny comment that somebody deleted. They were like, I can make that piece. And I'm just laughing like, dog, yo, go to champstradeshows.com and you can enter the competition.
Register, right?
Put your money where your mouth is. If your shit's that good, they'll let you in. This one was an invitational specifically for winners of other competitions, but the rest of them, like, you apply, and if your work is right, there's one for emerging artists. There's just general ones. Hopefully we'll be covering them all. I really enjoyed covering this event, and the editing it into what you guys just saw was not as fun as filming it, I'll tell you that. But this is what we do to capture the shit. So anyways, I don't know, were there any questions or anything? Otherwise,
Champs is pretty interesting. Yeah, somebody was asking about Stevie said how awesome was it to be there, and I just have to say there was so much to see. I mean, everything, the whole spectrum of anything a smoke shop might want to buy was there. It's like the Walmart. It's a one-stop shop for shop owners. So I feel like there's definitely a demographic that they're aiming for, and it seemed like they were pretty successful in getting that demographic. So it's not all American glass. But I mean, there's that picture of me smoking a giant joint. There's rolling papers. There are electro massage tools. There's everything. T-shirts. Anything a shop owner might want to stock. What's that? Kratom, right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit.
I'm not familiar with what it does or what it is, but yeah, I know people mess with it.
Yeah, not my biz. So, yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, homies, I think that's as good a place as any. Wrap this gavel up. Yo, homies, thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate that. If you enjoyed this show, man, tell a friend or something. Normally, I don't care. But this motherfucker took ages. If you appreciate all this type of content, seriously, maybe pass it along, whatever it'll be. Not like begging or nothing. It's just this is the sort of thing. If you want this to happen again, we need to know that the word got out and that y'all enjoy it. So maybe help this one catch the breeze a little bit. And then hopefully that'll make it possible to keep doing this down the road. Yeah, thanks to everybody who tuned in. Shout out again to the sponsors who are helping me get to all these shows and take all this time and to make this content for you guys. I hope you all enjoy it out there. I'm going to hand y'all off to Carrie and Will and let them wrap this up. But, much love. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks, Mike. You did a lot of work. I know it's like a week and a half or 2 weeks of editing. It's a lot of footage to sift through.
It's been a long road.
Look forward to seeing some of the full length demos that you might put together on this.
That would be dope. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, they're coming. They're coming fast. Yeah, they're
cool.
coming. All right. We'll lay it on us, baby.
I don't have anything other than to say that Eric Goldschmidt.
Oh, that's right.
The one and only Eric Goldschmidt is going to be here next week, y'all. And he's going to be talking over his demo his collab that he did with Yushin at the Corning Museum of Glass on the amphitheater demo floor. So we're going to do that and hang out with Eric. Eric is a master glass blower, y'all. I mean, it's such a pleasure to watch him work, just like we always talk about. It's going to be a really cool one. He's such a fun guy too. Super chill dude. And you guys are gonna get to hang out with him here in the chat room and live on the show, which I think is really cool. I'm excited about that. And then we've got stuff like Mike has so much packed away. I've got stuff still packed away. There's just gonna be over the next several weeks, several months, there's gonna be just a ton of glass stuff to look at. And if you're looking for inspiration, I mean, we got you covered there, I think, right? I mean, we've got quite a body of work for you guys to look at, and that's awesome. And like Mike said, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate that. We do this as a thing that we love to do. We do it because of you guys watching us, and we appreciate y'all watching, giving us the thumbs up, subscribing to our stuff, hanging out in the Facebook group. We appreciate all of that, which we say that every week. But again, thank you guys, and that's all I have. I guess we'll see y'all on the next episode, and
All right.
y'all be good. Keep it melty.
Hell yeah. Take care till then, homies. Peace.